Good evening. Tonight we're going to be talking about selling on the web. In this lecture we're going to cover revenue models for e-business, the characteristics of various revenue models. We're going to look at some companies who've experimented with combinations of revenue models and have achieved some success. We're going to look at the revenue strategy choices that companies face when selling online. And we'll also look at the factors involved with creating an effective business presence on the web and how to enhance website usability. And we'll finish up with making your web presence connect with customers. So first we'll look at revenue models for online business. There's several web business revenue generating models. We have the web catalog, we have digital content, we have advertising supported, advertising subscription mixed, fee-based, and we'll be talking about these shortly. The same model can work for both types of sales, both business to consumer and business to business. The web catalog revenue models were adapted from mail order catalog models. The seller establishes a brand image for the catalog. That catalog has printed information that's mailed to prospective buyers. Orders are placed by mail or phone. The web catalog expands the traditional model, and in many cases it replaces or supplements the print catalogs. Orders are placed through the website, and it creates an additional sales outlet for existing companies. Discount retailers is another revenue model. And they provide a great deal online to their customers. Some discounters began as retail operations online, and that one example would be Buy.com, which is now Rakuten. And they borrowed the low-cost strategy used by traditional discount retailers. Traditional retailers now using the web catalog revenue model are Costco, Kmart, and Walmart. All have found online sales to be an important overall revenue and profit source. There's also advertising supported and advertising subscription mix, and we'll go into advertising in more detail in just a few moments. Let's continue on with fee-based models, fee-for-content revenue models. Firms owning written information or information rights embrace the web as a highly efficient distribution mechanism. They use the digital content revenue model, sell rights to access information they own. The legal, the academic, the business, and technical fields have made use of this. And their content is offered by services such as LexisNexis that offers a variety of information services for lawyers and law enforcement officials. And then you have also subscriptions and individual access rights to online academic journals and other publications. Academic information aggregation services is another approach in this fee for content. They purchase and resell rights in subscription packages to schools, libraries, companies, and not-for-profit institutions. And EBSCO Host might be an example of that, the electronic library system. Electronic books are available from several providers in various formats. Sales grew rapidly starting in 2011, but they've now declined to about 23% of total book sales in the United States, but the popularity of these e-books is growing in other countries. Physical and electronic books will coexist for years to come. Online music is another revenue model. The recording industry embraced online sales through large stores such as Amazon MP3, Google Play, and Apple's iTunes. Subscription services are also available to stream music, and that would be services like Pandora Internet Radio, Spotify, and Rhapsody. There were some early complications in this model. No single store offers all the music. Individual stores promote their own music file formats, and some artists and recording companies partner with specific stores or boycott online sales altogether. And again, those were some of the early complications with online music. Digital rights management software is available, and it's intended to curtail music piracy. On the other hand, Amazon's MP3 store was the first to offer DRM, digital right management, free MP3 formats. The music industry reported that sales increased in 2013 for the first time in 14 years. So the online presence did help them out of a long-term slump. Online video is a similar revenue model, and that's where you either sell or rent, and the videos are either downloaded or streamed. Past limitations were file size, and that online video could cannibalize other sales, and there was also technological barriers. To overcome these issues, new technologies improved delivery. Companies incorporated online distribution into their revenue strategy, and video delivery technologies became more transparent. Many pay and even free providers include Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, HBO, Showtime, and YouTube. A luxury goods strategy is another revenue model. These products can be difficult to sell online. Customers want to see these products in person or touch them. Also, brands hesitated selling online for fear of alienating the upscale physical stores that were selling the products then. And even now. Some sites limit online offerings. Chanel, for example, only offers certain fragrances and skincare online. Calvin Klein only sells ready-to-wear on their website. Jewelry sales have grown rapidly in recent years. Blue Nile, Ice.com, and Costco are successful due to availability of independent appraisal certificates and a no questions asked return policy. Overstock sales strategy is another revenue model. Selling overstock items as clearance specials on websites have allowed retailers like Land's End to close some of its physical outlet stores. Many retail websites include links to separate sections for overstock or clearance items. An online store reaches more people than a physical store, and you can have frequent updates with an online store. Websites such as Overstock.com are devoted entirely to the purchase of overstocked items that they purchase from other retailers. Advertising supported models allow customers to be reached at a lower cost. And in this approach, the vendor is going to be using a multiple marketing channel strategy. The various marketing channel examples would be physical stores, websites, and mailed catalogs or newspaper inserts. You can add a personal touch with the online advertising or marketing. Many of these vendors adapted the catalog sales model to the web. They display clothing photos categorized by type. Prices, sizes, colors, and tailoring details are how you would categorize them. And they want customers to examine clothing online and place orders through the website. Lands End Online offered a web shopping assistant in 1999 known as Lands End Live. And some sites also offer text and video chat. And they're attempting to simulate that personal touch that you would get in a brick and mortar store to enhance the marketing considerations. Personal Shopper is an intelligent agent program that learns the preferences of a customer and makes suggestions. You also have virtual models, and that's a graphic image built from customer measurements that allows customers to try clothes. This increased sales and decreased returns, this virtual model, for companies that use these virtual fitting rooms. One problem that was encountered by these online clothing stores is varying computer monitor color settings. So one solution they came up with was to send a fabric swatch on request, or again offer these generous return policies. So, advertising supported revenue models. They're used by the United States Broadcast Network Television. They have been for decades and decades. They provide free programming, but with advertising messages. It supports network operations sufficiently today. Some of the challenges for online advertising, there's a difficulty measuring and charging for site visitor views, keeping visitors on the site and attracting repeat visitors, stickiness, to expose them to more advertising has also been a challenge. And obtaining large advertiser interest has been a challenge because it requires demographic information collection and characteristics that are used to group visitors based on their interest. You can obtain a large advertiser interest by using a specialized information website. You draw a specialized audience that advertisers want to reach. So some of the examples of this would be the Huffington Post has used this strategy, the Drudge Report, and How Stuff Works. A web portal, also known simply as a portal, is a site that's used as a launching point to enter the web. It almost always includes a web directory, a search engine, and often includes other features. A web directory is a list of hyperlinks to web pages. There's a general interest strategy in this advertising supported revenue model. And examples for this general interest strategy would be Yahoo, Google, and Bing. And that's where you present search term triggered advertising on each page. You also have a specific knowledge domain strategy. That's targeted advertising, and examples of this would be CNET and Kayak. Another revenue model is advertising-supported newspapers. Newspapers or magazines publish online versions of their print content. They sell advertising online to cover their website costs. The newspaper's web presence provides greater exposure and a greater advertising audience, but it can divert sales from its print edition. A mixed revenue model is presented where some content is free from a newspaper and other content is available for purchase. And the term paywall is the point at which the fees begin. Very popular revenue model, or very successful revenue model, is the advertising-supported online classified ads. These are targeted classified advertising sites that can command higher rates than general advertising. A growth of classified advertising websites, such as Craigslist, has been very bad for newspapers. This was a very rich revenue source for newspapers in the past. Web employment sites have been the most successful targeted classified advertising category. Indeed.com, CareerBuilder.com, and Monster.com are examples. Another successful niche here is the used vehicle sites, such as Autotrader.com. Similar sites take paid advertising from individuals and companies to sell cars, motorcycles, and boats. So another revenue model is the advertising subscription mixed revenue model. Here, subscribers pay a fee and accept limited advertising. It's met with varying levels of success. Examples here include the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. ESPN leverages its brand name from cable TV. It sells advertising, offers free information, and also collects subscription revenue for its insider service. A Consumers Union, consumerreports.org, is a subscription-supported site with no advertising. It provides some free information to attract subscribers and fulfill its mission. So here we see combining marketing channels, where you have one channel would be physical stores, another would be a website, another would be mailed catalogs. The website can provide more information about products and can show related products more effectively using hyperlinks. Websites provide more convenience than physical stores. Mailed catalogs inform customers of new products and can include high-resolution photographs of products. Physical stores, people can examine products in person. There's the convenience of an immediate purchase, but again, selection is limited to in-store stock. So here's 3 strategies for an advertising-supported revenue model. General interest strategy. Advertisers are going to pay low rates. They reach large numbers of undifferentiated visitors. Then you have a specific interest strategy, for example, a golf website. advertisers pay high rates to reach small numbers of visitors with specific interests related to the vendor product. And then you can also have a site that's a collection of specific interest. Here, advertisers pay high rates for ads on specific pages that appeal to visitors with interest, and then you have different sections of the website for different groups of people. Revenue models used by online editions of newspapers and magazines. Advertising supported. Almost all of the content is free to all visitors. And then you have the advertising subscription mixed revenue model. Substantial content is free to all visitors, but most content is available only to subscribers in certain of these sites. So some sites offer a substantial amount of content free, and other sites the substantial amount of content is only available to subscribers. So let's look at some more revenue models. We have fee for transaction revenue models. Here a service fee is charged based on the transaction number or transaction size. A website offers visitor transaction information and services that were formerly provided by a human agent. This is called disintermediation, and it occurs when an intermediary, a human agent, is removed from the value chain. Re-intermediation is the introduction of a new intermediary, a fee for transaction website, for example, into a value chain. Stock brokerage firms. Original full-line brokers charged relatively high commissions and provided free advice. In the 1970s, deregulation resulted in discount brokers. They offered faster trades, low commissions, but no advice. In the 1990s, new online firms took business from the discount brokers. Firms such as E-Trade offered advice and fast, low-cost trade execution. Brokerage firms that survived the 2008 financial crisis and remain today do most of their business online. Insurance brokers. QuotesSmith began business in 1984 as a policy quoting service for independent brokers. It began offering internet policy price quotes directly to the public in 1996 and disintermediated independent insurance agents. The General, that's General Automobile Insurance Services website, provides options for those who have trouble getting insurance. The General is very successful in this niche of the market. Most major companies in the insurance industry offer information and policies for sale on their websites. Event tickets. The web allows event promoters to sell tickets from one virtual location to customers worldwide. Established agencies like Ticketmaster earn a fee on every ticket sold. We also have a web-created secondary ticket market, and an example would be StubHub. Brokers connect ticket owners with buyers. They earn fees on tickets resold for others, and they buy tickets in blocks. They have an easy-to-find central marketplace that facilitates buyer and seller negotiations. Online banking and financial services. Banking has no physical product, so it's easy to offer on the web. It was slow to take off because of concerns about security. Trust has increased, and now 84% of U.S. households use online banking services. Existing banks started offering services online, and now we have new online banks that started, and they have no brick and mortar affiliation. It's less costly to provide services online. And of course, features online include a full range of banking services. Travel. Traditional travel agency revenue models were to receive a fee for facilitating a transaction. Online travel sites generate revenue through commissions, buying and selling airline seats, hotel rooms, and also from advertising. Traditional travel agents have been squeezed out. The surviving smaller travel agency strategy has been to specialize in cruises with very successful websites, and a reintermediation strategy that focuses on specific groups of travelers. Automobile sales are another revenue model. Firms such as Edmunds.com provide information service to car buyers. A customer selects a specific car. The site determines the price and finds a local dealer willing to sell, or the firm locates local dealers willing to sell a car at a small premium over the dealer's nominal cost. The buyer purchases the car without negotiating with a salesperson. Firms are disintermediating individual salespeople and reducing transaction costs. The website is a new intermediary, a reintermediation, but it's with a website rather than a person. Real estate and mortgage loans. Brokerage firms and individual real estate brokers use websites to solicit business. Most retail brokers have strong online presence that includes information on properties. One example is the National Association of Realtors site, Realtor.com. There's no online transactions, but it is a method of joining buyers with sellers. The 2008 financial crisis dramatically reduced the number of mortgage brokers in business. Several continue to do business online. The industry is proven resistant to disintermediation caused by online technologies. Fee for service revenue models. There's an increasing variety of fee-based web services. These fee-based services can be based on service value and range from games and entertainment to financial advice and professional services. A growing number of online game sites that relied on advertising in the past now have premium games. These games are sold and downloaded for a subscription fee. Hook and pay strategy offers a limited game for free and then a small fee for additional game play. The fastest growing segment is development of games to be played as apps on mobile devices. A state law prohibits some practices on the web. Patients or clients may set appointments online, and some professionals may do online consultations, subject to individual state laws. There are some patient and client privacy concerns. The law on the web offers legal consultations to United Kingdom residents. In the United States, you have CPA and lawyer directories available online. Also in the United States, many websites provide general health information, and some now offer online mental health services. Some conditions are easier to treat online than others. One of the sub-strategies for fee-for-service is free for many and a fee for a few. The economics of manufacturing are different for physical and digital products. You have a high unit cost percentage for physical products, and the unit cost is a very small percentage for digital products. This leads to a different revenue model. You can offer a basic product to many for free and then charge a fee to some for additional enhancements or differentiations of that product. Some companies have tried one strategy and then changed to another strategy. And we have these revenue models in transition. Companies must change revenue models to meet needs of new and changing web users. Some companies created e-commerce websites, and they were needed many years ago to grow large enough to become profitable. And after many years, some of them did become very profitable. CNN and ESPN, their websites have been profitable. And some companies that started many years ago changed their revenue model, and some of them went out of business. The case studies of strategies that evolved from experience and adaptations to change were in the book, and we'll go over a few of them. One change that happened was subscription to advertising supported model. The Slate magazine started out as an upscale news and current events site. The success expectations were high because they had experienced writers and editors. They began way back by charging an annual subscription fee after a limited free introductory period. It turns out the subscription fees did not cover operating costs. Now they have an advertising supported site, and they're also part of the Bing portal. Slate is owned by Microsoft. They may not be completely profitable, but they are kept as an ongoing presence because Microsoft wants to increase the stickiness of its Bing portal. Another change was from advertising supported to a mix of advertising and subscription. Salon.com has been acclaimed for its innovative content. Initially, it operated as an advertising-supported site. However, it needed additional money to continue its operations. It now offers optional subscription versions. For an annual fee, you get Salon Core, which is their premium service. It's free of advertising, has additional content, and also it has downloadable content. Another change was from advertising supported to a strict subscription model. The Northern Light search engine includes a database, and the results include website links and abstracts of its own content. Initial revenue source was an advertising supported model plus a fee-based information access service. The advertising revenue was insufficient to cover the Northern Light service, so it converted to a new subscription-supported revenue model with subscriptions to large corporate clients. The main products today include business news, discovery, single point, and MI analyst text analytics. Sometimes there's been multiple changes to revenue models. Encyclopedia Britannica, their initial web offering was in 1994. The Britannica Internet Guide was free, and the Encyclopedia Britannica Online had a subscription fee, or it was offered as part of a CD package, but the subscription fees were fairly low. They converted to a free advertising-supported site in 1999. However, advertising revenues proved insufficient to generate a profit, so they returned to the mixed model in 2001. Subscriptions are the major revenue source, with additional revenue from online product store sales. The New York Times website is another case where there were multiple changes to the revenue model. It started out in the mid-1990s as a purely advertising-supported site. There was a subscription fee for premium crosswords, for the chess column, and for archived articles. In 2005, they provided additional content, but that required a subscription. In 2007, they returned to their advertising-supported free access. In 2011, they went back to a complex mixed revenue model. And 2012, they announced the apparent success of this new model, and they hope the mixed revenue model will provide an acceptable balance between print and online to keep the newspaper operating. One of the concerns is channel conflict and cannibalization with providing an online presence. There's this concern that web sales activities will take away from sales of existing outlets and networks. In 2000, Levi changed its strategy. It stopped selling products online because of channel conflict and cannibalization. They've started online sales again due to an agreement that the web sales they make will be insignificant and not affect their channel partners, wholesalers and retailers independent of Levi who sell their products. And it also provides store links for those who prefer to shop in person. Maytag likewise stopped online sales and now provides information and links to its retailers. Eddie Bauer was selling through catalogs and retail stores when it started selling on the web. Online purchases were returnable at retail stores. This required them to change the manager compensation package and bonus plans to adjust for this website support, especially retail managers are credited for each website product returned, and catalog managers are credited for existing customers who purchased through the website. Overall, sales increased through the coordinated efforts with Eddie Bauer, and the success factor was the channel cooperation. Strategic alliances are another factor that affected changing strategies. Two or more companies joined forces to undertake an activity over a long period of time in a strategic alliance. Levi's created strategic alliances with its retail partners. Amazon.com has formed several strategic alliances. They've got an alliance with Target to sell clothing, with CD Now to sell music CDs, and with many smaller companies to offer their products for sale on the Amazon website. So, what are the factors for making an effective website? Well, let's look at creating an effective business presence online. Your public image is going to be conveyed to stakeholders. Your stakeholders typically include customers, suppliers, employees, stockholders, neighbors, and the general public. Most companies are not concerned about their image until they grow to be a significant size. An effective web presence is critical even for the smallest and newest web operating firms. First thing you need to do is identify your web presence goals. Business physical space focuses on very specific objectives. It's not image driven. It must satisfy many business needs, and it often fails to convey a good presence. Web business sites intentionally create distinctive presence. A good website design provides effective image creation and image enhancing features. One of the things that helps is making your web presence consistent with your brand image. Different firms, even within the same industry, establish different web presence goals. The Coca-Cola website usually includes a trusted corporate image on each one of their pages, the Coke bottle. In contrast, the Pepsi website pages contain hyperlinks to activities and product-related promotions. The web presence conveys an image the company wants to present. Nostalgia is an important part of Coca-Cola. Most automobile manufacturers' websites convey a consistent brand image. Not-for-profit considerations. Their website's key goal is information dissemination. A successful site has these key elements. It provides a two-way contact channel, and it integrates information dissemination with fundraising. The ACLU serves many different constituencies, and it has used these strategies in its website. Websites used to stay in touch with existing stakeholders and identify new opportunities for serving them. Website usability. Few businesses actually accomplish all the goals they have for their current web presence. Most fail to provide visitors with a sufficient interactive contact opportunity. You can provide web presence by making sites accessible to more people and easier to use. And you can improve those web presence as well by, again, making websites accessible to more people and easier to use. Websites need to encourage visitors' trust and foster feelings of loyalty towards the organization. The web is different from brick and mortar. Um, the simple mid-1990s websites conveyed basic business information. No market research was conducted to determine what visitors wanted or the infrastructure needs of the web itself, their website itself. The failure to understand how the web differs from other presence-building media continues as a reason why businesses do not achieve their web objectives. Websites designed to create an organization's presence include links to standard marketing information sets. The success is dependent on how this information is offered. When designing an effective website, you have to look at the varied motivations of website visitors. Visitors arrive for many different reasons, including learning about company products or services, buying products or services, obtaining warranty service, repair service, repair policy information. They visit a website to obtain general company information, to obtain financial information, identify people and obtain contact information so they can get help, and they're often just following a link for related information for their original search. Addressing these needs helps convert visitors into customers. Making websites accessible. This depends on the need to build an interface with flexibility in it. The W3C Accessibility Initiative site offers useful links regarding people with disabilities. A good site design lets visitors choose among information attributes. Some of the controversial website design issues are Adobe Flash software, because Adobe Flash cannot be rendered in HTML, and it does not work on Apple iPhones and iPads. Also, some specific tasks on a website do not lend themselves to animated web pages. Trust and loyalty are important in making an effective website. A 5% increase in customer loyalty can yield profit increases of 25% to 80%. Service elements can be a powerful differentiating factor for customers, and they're willing to pay extra for order handling, help selecting a product, help with delivery or efficient delivery services, and after-sale support. Repeated satisfactory service builds customer loyalty. Some of the customer service weaknesses that can hurt loyalty: there's no integration between call centers and the websites, and there's a growing disappointment in email responsiveness. Customers send an email in asking a question, hoping to get help resolving a problem, and they never get a reply with the email. Usability testing. You have to test and evaluate a website to ensure its ease of use by visitors. This is going to avoid website frustration, the difficulty and confusion that customers have, and that customers will leave a site without buying anything when they do get frustrated. A simple site usability changes can increase customer satisfaction and sales. Focus groups can provide information about customer needs and usability testing cost is low compared to website design costs. Customer-centric website design. This is an important part of successful electronic business operations. It focuses on meeting all site visitors' needs. Guidelines for site design and access are to make the visitors' web experiences more efficient, effective, and memorable. Special considerations are available for mobile devices, and web designers should create sites focused on the customer buying process rather than the company's perspective. The nature of communication on the web also affects making an effective site. There's a couple of communication modes. Personal contact, that's the prospecting model. Employees individually search for, qualify, and contact potential customers. There's the mass media approach that delivers messages by broadcasting them to potential customers. Addressable media are advertising efforts directed to a known addressee. The internet occupies a central space in the continuum of advertising media choices. Characteristics of the different communication modes. Mass media is one-to-many communications. It's a one-to-many communication model. The seller is the active party, and the buyer is the passive party. Personal contact is one-to-one communication model. It's an interchange in the framework of existing trust relationships. The web is a one-to-one, many-to-one, and many-to-many communication model. The buyer is an active participant in determining the length, depth, and scope of the search. And here we see an example of a website by Lee Jeans. You notice the use of graphics and hot links to go get more information about the particular product that's being displayed. Here's some of the accessibility goals for business website. Easily accessible facts about the organization. Allows visitors to experience the site in different ways and at different levels. Provides visitors with a meaningful, two-way and interactive communication link with the organization. And you're starting to see this more and more with online chat when you go to these type of sites. Sustain visitor attention and encourage return visits, and offer easily accessible information about products and services and how to use them. Here we see web presence objectives and strategies to accomplish those. To attract visitors, you include links to the website in marketing emails. Making the site interesting, product reviews, comparison features, advice on how to use a product. Convincing users to follow the site's links to obtain information. Clearly labeled links that include a hint of the information to be obtained by following them. Users don't want to go down a blind alley. Creating an impression consistent with the desired image. Use established branding elements such as logos, characters used in other advertising media, slogans, and catchphrases. Building a trusting relationship with visitors, ensuring the validity and objectivity of information presented on the site. Reinforcing positive images, present testimonials, information about awards products have received, links to external reviews or articles about the company or its products, and encouraging return visits, featuring current information and always keeping that current information updated about the company and its products. And here we see the different models. A mass media is one-to-many, and it sends a few carefully crafted messages to thousands or millions of people. The web is many-to-one and many-to-many. You have information-seeking website visitors that go to visit your site, and you can also, through search engines, encourage them to visit your site as well. And then personal contact is one-to-one. You have a person meeting with a prospect. And just to finish up, we recap where we began. These models can work for both types of sales, business to consumer and business to business.